let's pretend that you're under contract on this Seattle property and everything's gone well. You're able to negotiate your closing costs to be paid by the seller, and you even got a price reduction. Maybe that's because you did a sewer scope and you found roots or something and got a quote for like 20K repair. So you wanted more because you're taking on the liability. And then after everything feels like it's going well, your lender's appraiser comes through and notices that in the Form 17 seller disclosures, the seller has some conjecture in there saying that there may be an encroachment from a neighbor's fence that's, let's say, a foot over in your yard. And the appraiser is now requiring a survey, whether that's one that you can find already recorded with the county or one that you're going to purchase yourself. So the first step here is I'm going to copy and paste this address. Then I'm going to go, since it's Seattle, that's King County, to the King County parcel viewer. Launch the parcel viewer. And since I have the address, we'll use address here. If I had the parcel number, I'd just select that there. But we have the address, we'll hit search. 3rd Avenue Northwest, Northwest 41st Street. Yes, that matches. We're looking at the right property. Now we can hit property report. If we hit districts report, that'll bring us to the water district, the sewer district. It'll even bring us links to record search, but we'll do something different. Let's hit property report. And we'll then go to this property detail. The property detail has tons of information that's useful. Something to note whenever you're looking at a property, especially off market when there may be no photos, you can usually find a layout from the assessor showing, living room, bedrooms, bath, dining, kitchen. These are enclosed porches and even some rough dimensions of the home, and then finished and unfinished space. But what we need for the record search are these things: the lot and the quarter section, township, and range. So now that we have the information we're going to need for a search, we'll type in King County record search, and we can click straight here, the landmark web, or we can click here. If we click what I just did, then we'll just hit start search, and that brings us to that landmark web link that was originally there. So this is useful for finding tons of different documents. Since we're looking specifically for map associated products, I'm going to go to search up at the top and go to advanced legal search. And we're just going to input the information from the parcel detail we have. So we have already put in the lot 89, looks like quarter northeast, section 13, township 25. Township 25, section 13, range 3, oops, that's a 2, and northeast. And then the document type, we want to limit this just to map type 1. So boundary line adjustments, lot line eliminations, map general, plats, and finally some short plats and survey. Okay, one more time. That was boundary line adjustments, lot line eliminations, maps, plats, short plats, and surveys. Hit select. Then our begin date. This is just the earliest the King County record search goes, 1976. And then we'll go to today. Click the CAPTCHA, and we'll hit submit. Okay, looks like there's no results for this specific property. If I was doing this again, I'd probably double check all of these. I know I do have these right. Let's unrefine it. Let's remove the lot number and see if maybe a neighboring property or another property on the block has a survey where maybe we can find that specific lot line where the fence is supposed to encroach. So came up with 5 results. I would just click each one of these and go through them. So this one is 6th Ave, 42nd. It's not going to show it. This is a good example of a survey though, a boundary survey. So it shows the 4 corners and then also anything that's near those corners. So we can see there's a fence that's off the line but within this owner's property, so that would not be an encroachment. Let's say let's pretend that this was just a wood shed and it belonged to the neighbor. Then this line would be encroaching on this subject property. So a boundary survey will show things like that so that an appraiser can say, okay, this is exactly where the encroachment is. This is exactly how much is being encroached upon. So we'll go back to search results and we can go through all of these. A boundary, I've already looked through these. I know that they're not associated with this property. In fact, some of them are with Bellevue, but just an example of a boundary line adjustment. This used to be a few parcels, and these dotted lines are the old lot lines that are now being replaced with these solid lines. So we have a new parcel B and a new parcel A, and this residence right here is being removed for that to happen. And then a short plat map. Just want to show you an example. So this is the original block that they intend to split. This is what it looks like right now with one single family home. And they intend to split it into 3 separate lots. And we can see that these are now the 3 separate lots with 3 separate residences on it. So that'll be a cool 3-unit development. Okay. Unfortunately, none of these were what we're looking for, so we have one more option, and that is to order a boundary survey ourselves. Your agent should be able to help you get that. If you have any questions about ordering it or need some recommendations, I have a lot from my engineering background and also from helping clients. So this is from today. Some clients needed a boundary survey, and it cost $2,200. That's pretty standard for a recorded boundary survey with 4 corner stakes. Usually you can expect around $100 a stake for line stakes. So this is a corner stake. If you added more stakes in between, let's say you're in a forested area and you want to know which trees are on your side, you could pay for a few sideline stakes to be put in line stakes. The survey can usually be scheduled within like a week or 2 weeks, and the surveyor can come out. My appraiser agreed to take a verbal or written report from a licensed surveyor rather than waiting for 4 to 6 weeks for the drafters to finish up the drawing that's going to be recorded with the county. So that's good news. Hopefully my clients can still close on time. Otherwise, they'll need to extend a little bit if the appraiser does end up wanting the recorded drawing. For surveys where you want something even more intense, let's say it's a steep property and you need property lines and you need topographic lines showing the hillsides because you're trying to develop maybe a steep slope. Those types of surveys are usually going to cost more in like the $5,000 to $7,000. Those take a lot more time and a lot more effort from the surveyor, and the drawing's also going to take much longer to complete. But when an appraiser needs a survey, a boundary survey to see encroachments, you really just need a boundary survey. In this case, my buyers found that just as the seller suspected on one side of the property over here, the neighbor's fence encroaches about 15 inches in a triangular pattern. And on this side, the property they're hoping to buy has a fence that encroaches on this neighbor by about 12 inches. That's not the end of the world. A fence type encroachment is fairly minor. If there was an entire building, let's say this overhang was overhanging, that would be a major encroachment. This neighbor could ask you to remove that encroached part. They may even offer to pay to help you do that so they can reclaim, let's say this was their driveway, reclaim their space. Otherwise, they can take you to court and make you move it. In this case, though, we just have fences. So fences, easy to talk with your neighbors. Usually they'll be fine with just leaving it there. If they're not, they'll typically be fine splitting the cost to move the fence to the appropriate location, or they'll ask you to pay for that. In this case, we could just remove our fence and move it to our side of the line. That would solve it. In this case, though, that is such little yard lost that it would be indistinguishable if the fence is removed. So my buyers are absolutely fine with what they're seeing, and they intend to move forward. They do have a way out if let's say a neighbor buys and wants the fence moved. That's an easy solution. Okay, so we looked at where to look for your details needed for a survey search within the county records. It can be King County or Kitsap County, Thurston County, any county will have a record search. And then we specified that we only wanted to look for map type documents. When we didn't find one, we had to order a boundary survey that cost about $2,200. If you have any questions about surveys or really anything else in real estate, feel free to message me or give me a call or send me an email. I love talking about properties. That's why I went into residential structural engineering and now help people buy and sell investment properties, their first homes, their second homes. And I'll talk soon.